Professor Jefferson here. So as I told you last class, I'm recording this video to help you with your final assignment, okay, the final group assignment. So I have already uploaded this file for you on Nava. The activity basically, it's each group will select two Brazilian listed companies at the Brazilian Stock Exchange that operate in the same industry. Okay, so you should critically analyze and compare recent accounting, financial, and market trends in these firms. Okay, so we have to figure out what's happening with that particular companies, and maybe you find some similar trends between them, or maybe different trends. Okay, that's interesting to discuss in a variety of sectors. Okay, so there are detailed information here for you, but what I want to help you in this video is to first find your two companies, industry information, and second one to get the financial and accounting information. So here you got a link to the Brazilian Stock Exchange. If you click on here, you're gonna get to this screen. So if I click in industry classification, right here, it's kind of taking long to go. What's happening? Okay, here we go. So you got this table. There is a bunch of sectors, subsectors, and segments. So for example, in the basic material sector, one could think of steel and metallurgy, and then steel, for example. Okay, you have big companies at the steel sector, such as Gerdau, Siderúrgica Nacional, Usiminas, and other ones. So I could choose a pair of these firms to compare. For this example, I'm going to click on Siderúrgica Nacional. Okay, if I click, I will have an overview of the company. Okay, so here you got the trading codes of the company. This ticker here is important, CSNA3, so you can use it to get information on Economatica website, and you have the website of the company as well. It could be important to, if you want to take a look at more detailed information about the company's history, activities, and so on. Okay, so with this ticket right here, you can go to the second part, which is using Economatica, which is a private company that offers services regarding accounting information and market data, not only of Brazilian companies, but also other Latin American and US companies. So very interesting. Copiad pays a monthly fee to use for faculty, for students to use this database, so you should be aware, and that's one of the objectives of this assignment, is to use this platform. Okay, if you click on the link, I have already made my login, because it takes something like 1 minute, but in the upper right part of the screen you got a login button. So if you're connected through the university's network, it should be straightforward. If you're not, you have to configure your proxy. Okay, I think you got this information. I have mine configured right here, so I'm connecting through the proxy. Okay, so I can use the university's network to access Economatica. So now that I'm logged in here, first thing is that information should be disclosed in Portuguese as a default, but you can choose here English, especially the foreign students. Okay. Second thing, the default is to present information on Petrobras. You could click here, and current asset selection, I'm gonna put the ticker of the company I showed, CSNA3, Siderúrgica Nacional. So here we go. Just click in here, and at this button, open new window. Here, so you have a lot of information, basic, advanced indicators, and database. The basic tools, you have like an overview of the company on fact sheet. I wrote something at the instructions. You can take a look in the fact sheet. You also could take a look at charts. Okay, I didn't write about it, but if you click on charts, for example, fundamentals here, industry and commerce analysis, for example. Let me open for Siderúrgica Nacional. Economatica has already calculated several ratios for us. So, for example, the blue line in here is the gross profit margin, okay? The yellow one is the net profit margin, okay, of the company. So you can take a look at these indicators. Is sales revenues in here at the green bars, ROE here. We got also EBITDA and other accounting information. Interestingly, you can click in here like to create a PDF file using this information, so you can export it. Let me open the file, and you got all this graphic right here. So it's nice to see like an overview of the company, okay? But if you can take a look at more detailed information, you should click on open, go to database and financial statements, okay? In financial statements, if you open it, you'll see a lot of information of all the main three financial reports, which are the balance sheet, the income statement, and the statement of cash flows, okay? So in the upper part, you got not consolidated data, and at the bottom part of the screen, you got consolidated data, okay? I prefer to use the consolidated data, so you get information also on the subsidiaries of the company. Interestingly, if you click here, you can create an Excel file, okay? I'm just exporting to Excel. It takes some time, okay? So I will cancel because I already did this with Siderúrgica Nacional. So we get a file like this with the same information, but in Excel format, so it's better for us to work with this information. Okay, so okay, it's opening again. I don't know why, and it's keep me asking information because I'm using the proxy, the credentials. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, so here is the Excel file. Okay, you can see you have the three main statements. I just created a line in here. So suppose you're looking to the income statement. We want to calculate the net profit margin, as we've studied both in the financial detective case and in the spike ball case. Okay, so I can calculate this ratio using net income over revenues. Okay, so I can use this information in here, and I can insert a graphic. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, I can take a look at the graphic. So for example, vertical bar graph, it shows me that in the last 4 quarters, the company started to do better, at least at the net profit margin, okay, ranging from 29 to 20%. So it's recovering from a bad period during the Brazilian economic recession. So the company seems to be doing bad previously, and now it's recovering from the crisis, okay, at least at this particular ratio. You have to look at several ratios to create an image of the company, right? A snapshot of the company. So the idea is this: you can use information from all the financial reports of the company. Okay. Importantly, I have deleted all accounting information before 2014. Okay, just to keep the more recent information. We don't want to look at information from the 80s or the 90s or the early 2000s. Just want to look at the margin, right, at the recent developments of the company. And I have also deleted information of non-consolidated accounting information, okay? I just kept consolidated information. So that's the idea. You should select 2 companies and do this calculation, calculate these ratios, take a look graphically, do some tables maybe. So If you want additional information, you can go to the B3 website, okay, the Brazilian Stock Exchange. You can click here in structured reports, okay, something like the standard financial statements. You can download it and take a look, or you can go to the company's website and try to find some additional information, because when the company discloses it's quarterly information, sometimes they have like a podcast with analysts, they have like a PowerPoint presentation, so you can try to find that at the company's website. Okay, so that's the idea. You should be familiar with Economatica, which is a nice software for empirical studies, and I hope you like this activity. So have a nice weekend and see you next Tuesday.